RS2, we are now going to move on to what is called a CDC Serendipity. And what we're showing you here is just another alternative in using the CDC. The original pattern calls for deer hair, but after showing you how to use the CDC, I think you'll agree it's just a little bit easier to use, especially when you're tying it in small sizes, and it works pretty darn good too. So we'll get our hook in here. You can use what the standard patterns called for, but today we're going to be using the D-rib. So we'll just start in the thorax area and wrap back down onto the bend of the hook. And this one we're going to tie in kind of a tannish brown color, but you can use the olives or reds or whatever color you want. Just wrap the D-rib forward, and you get that nice segmented humped look in here. And by using a little darker thread for the underbody, it just kind of gives you a two-tone effect to your body. And it makes it even more apparent when you're using a great light source like the color balanced dot light. That way you can just see a little more detail in your fly tying, as well have a little more confidence into what your final fly color is going to look like. Once we get the body done, we're going to stand it up. Now we're going to tie in some CDC. Depending on what size fly you're using, you can use anywhere from 1 to 3 feathers. Yeah, we'll use one more. We'll make this a real bushy looking wing. Just like so. Even up the tips. And what I'm going to do is just measure the length of the body. And then I'm going to tie that in right over the hook eye. And wrap back, making sure it won't pull out. And then we're going to add some dubbing. Since we have a tan body going here, we're going to use some microfine dubbing in the Callibatus color. And just pull out a little bit of it. And what we're doing basically here is just covering up where we tied off our body and where we tied in the CDC. And as I do that, you notice I left a little bit of space between the dubbing and the CDC. The reason for that, because now we're going to pull the CDC back and then tie it down once again, creating our little emerger wing plus our head. Take your thread up to the hook eye, and we're ready to finish it off. Take off our thread, and we're finished. Just by alternating back and forth with the CDC in this manner, it's just a lot easier than using the standard the standard deer hair that was made popular by Craig Matthews. I'm sure you'll be happy with the results when you start practicing with it.